Hey, I'm back again. So yesterday I tried to do um a live video, but like it took like 7 hours to process, and I don't know if it's just because the coronavirus and stuff's like weird now, and internet companies have reduced the bandwidth to cope with all the people at home. But it took 7 hours to upload, so I'm gonna try just recording it on my phone, and then I'm gonna upload it later on. So that was fun. Right, this reading is what your person thinks about you, that sort of thing, or messages from them as well. Um, if anybody needs a private reading, the details are in the description. I don't charge very much. I charge just for the time that I take to do the reading, and the money goes to new decks and stuff like that. So, although I still use the same old decks because I like I like certain decks. You get used to them as a reader, certain decks, and you just want to handle them all the time. I know that might sound weird, but I really should make an effort to use all the other cards I've got, because I've got two big baskets full of them. But yeah. Right, so you're going to pick just by the timestamps in the description. I'm going to put them in the comments as well. So you can go by purely the timestamp and use your intuition, okay? So this will be for, this will be choice one. And what your person thinks of you and what messages they might have for you as well. Eight of Wands, the Moon, and the Three of Swords. Okay, so somebody is in chaos right now, and I'm an intuitive reader as well, by the way. I don't necessarily go by the meanings of the cards, but I feel like somebody's in chaos right now because somebody cheated on them, or they've left and they've sort of stabbed them in the heart. Like they thought something was real, but it wasn't. It was an act. It was like them, like a mask, like deception almost. Somebody's hurt somebody, and this could be you that's hurt this other person, and they're just feeling in complete chaos about it at this point. Or the other person hurt you, and you're feeling like you're in chaos because everything that you thought was real is not. What you thought they were is not. They're sort of like, I want to say shadow work, so I don't know if either you or they were into the occult or paganism or something, or even Satanism is something else I'm picking up here. Now, whichever way this went, whether it was you or they who cheated, I feel like it was the other person who cheated, right? If I'm going to say specifics here, you might be talking to your friends about this, your family, to help you heal, but they're watching. They're watching you, even though they've left you, even though they've done the dirty, even though they're not with you anymore, even though they didn't seem to care enough about your relationship to start with, that they've done what they did. They are still watching you. Like they're suddenly realised, too late, too little too late. That's the sort of thing that I'm picking up here. Could also be somebody that maybe started out like a nice person and then the mask slipped. Like they put in a lot of effort until like you were a bit deeper into the relationship, and then maybe like you moved in with them or even married them, and then the mask fell off and you realised that they weren't a very nice person. And especially with this is the other scenario I'm getting for this pile, is that you might be telling people about it, talking to people, or even filing a police report, and this person is watching, to see what you're saying, to make sure that you're not making them look bad. That's another thing that I'm getting here. The Chariot. You're moving forward from something. So I feel like the chaos energy is from you, and this energy here is from them, and this is them as well. This is you, this is the Chariot, you're moving forward. And probably at speed as well, especially if this person either cheated on you or just didn't treat you very nicely. You're moving away fast. As soon as that mask came off, you were gone. And the Nine of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. On top of the Three of Swords, and we've got the Moon with the Nine of Swords. So I feel like you probably had a lot of harsh words between you. And you probably are now rebuilding your life, because there's this sense of everything that you thought was isn't. And you're sort of struggling with the lies, or maybe the way they spoke to you was not very good as well. That was part of it. So that's the energies. So let's see what messages we've got, what they're thinking. This person is thinking that you're doing better without them, but they don't like it, and so but they can't do anything about it, so they're watching what you're doing and what you're saying, so that they don't end up looking bad, or that you don't start telling people stuff that they did, so that they can continue looking like a good person. They might even be somebody who attends church and they preach to the choir, or pretend to live by certain religious rules, but behind closed doors, totally different person. And that applies to male and female, by the way. It's not just about guys. Right, we'll take that one. I want to take that one as well, and that one. So their messages. I can feel you with me spiritually. It's hard for me to open up, and the thought of you does good things to me. Ew. Well, this isn't a very nice person, but they seem to think, the initial energy from these messages that I get is that they're almost like, it's almost like they think they're a good person. And they feel like they were really manipulative. And they might have, maybe you were into spirituality, you were into paganism before, and they used that so that you would feel special somehow, or manipulated you with it, or made you feel like you and them were supposed to be together, and this is why you should tolerate all their bad behaviours. And it's hard for them to open up, but this person, whether it's difficult for them to open up or not is irrelevant. You still can't treat people like crap just because it's hard for you to open up. And the thought of you does good things to me. So this person, I hate to say it, but they might still be pleasuring themselves over you. It's almost like, especially if they've heard something where you're not doing so good that day, from anybody that's in your life that knows them as well, if they're getting little tidbits of information, either through actual people or through social media, they could still be, you know, handling themselves with, oh. Yeah, well, you know. This person could be a tough cookie to crack. On the outside they look sweet and innocent and harmless, and on the inside, but they could give you a really bad bite, you know. Just, I think it could have been karmic connection as well, because I've also got some of the shells, and this charm is labradorite, and normally I would associate this with people who have a true twin flame connection. And that could still be the case, but not all twin flames are meant to be together forever. It's not always lovey-dovey, happily ever after. Some twin flames are there to teach a lesson. But I feel like the connection was not, it was broken. Broken connection, but you've got new things on the horizon coming for you. You've got new beginnings, you've got peace now. After all the hell and the helter-skeltery. In Scotland, when you say helter-skelter, it can mean a type of slide, but it can also mean like a really rough time as well, so I call it the helter-skelter. You're more stable, more open than you used to be, feeling a bit more abundant and feeling a little bit just generally more free overall since this person's been gone. They've also got a W and a D. Don't know if those mean anything to you. If they do, take them. If they don't, then we've got the number 2 and the number 4 on these, which means synchronicities and also you're on the right path. It's also you travelling forward. You've gone from 2 to 4, which would match up to the Chariot there. So Okay, pile number 1, choice 1, you are done. I will leave you guys with that, unfortunately, because it's not a nice reading. But if you need a reading, details are in the description below, and I will see you again soon on the channel. Bye guys. Okay, so choice number 2. This is your reading from your person. What do they want to say? What do they think? Pile 1, choice 1 was not the greatest reading I've ever done, given the energies, but I'm hoping this one will be better. What have we got first? Oh, a Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Hermit. So guys, I'm an intuitive reader as well as a tarot reader. I don't always read the meanings of the cards. Sometimes I read the energies of the cards depending on the title of the reading and the energies that I'm picking up from the cards. And it's a general read as well, so don't get too hung up on things. And the energies can go both ways. So someone's very passionate about you. You know who this person is, and you think about them all the time, and they think about you. And they want to make an offer, and you're hoping that they're going to make an offer as well. You're hoping against all hope that this person's going to come towards you, because you're not. You might be, I want to say traditional, where you think that you should be approached. Whether you're male or female or whatever your preferences are, you feel like you should be approached by somebody, I don't know. But either way, this person, they're thinking about you, because the smoke is thoughts on both of these cards. There's an offer coming in, or a potential for an offer. Somebody wants to make an offer, but it hasn't quite got off the ground yet. And there's maybe you see this person or you work with them, and they are it's kind of obvious that they like you, but they don't make a move. And that might be because they've got another girlfriend or a family or something. Well, there's no indication here that they do. They may be single. They may be very creative, or you're very creative, and they really like that. It might be musical as well. It's like somebody's waiting for something to take off you. This is something that you know exists, but neither person has done anything about it. But they think that you're really good. They think if you're creative, they think you're really like amazing. You might have a different style of dress as well. You just wear what you like, you do what you like. You might like animals, and they like animals as well, and they really like that about you as well. They might be the fix-it person who wants to just help all the time and do something, especially if you're having trouble with something. You might be a nature lover as well. They could be watching you from afar as well, like social media and stuff like that. What else have I got? Got the Ace of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. So communication is what this person wants to have with you, and a reading like this as well. The Swords to me is always about well, I mean, it's got a lot of meanings, but it could also mean somebody who's got a lot of passion and emotion. I know it's not a water card, but believe it or not, it can actually mean somebody who's got deep feelings. The thing with the sword is, the Ace of Swords is, some people, they use the sword to stab people with, and sometimes they use it to protect them. But this feels like a protective energy, like this person would do anything to help you, protect you. Whether I don't feel like this is somebody that you're with. So if you're not, if you're with somebody already, this is not your reading. But they're passionate. They want to communicate. They want to make this offer. They adore you, and everything that you stand for. There is nothing in their eyes that you could do wrong. It's almost like a feeling like unconditional love. It's already there. This has been probably going on for a few years, months to years, this situation. They might be older than you. You're younger and they're older. And the Three of Wands, especially in the Prisma, is actually, they're set in a triangle, and it's more like a scrying mirror. So again, I feel like they're watching you, or they're looking at you. Maybe at work, they maybe are sitting staring at you while you work, and you know, it's like somebody's just cut their finger off in the office, but you've got a paper jam in the printer, and they're rushing over the tables like Action Man to help you while somebody else is bleeding out on the floor. That kind of energy, like, you know, they have to help you with everything. They're watching you, and they're passionate, they're growing in feelings and passion. And then the Ten of Swords, I don't know if either one or both of you have come out of a bad situation. And maybe that's why this has gone on for a while, is maybe you've been in a bad situation previously, and either one or both of you is too scared to move into another relationship in case it turns out to be like the last one, where you got badly hurt. Right, let's see what messages we get from the higher self of these people, this person. Okay. You are special. I am a better person because of you. My heart says do it. The general sense that I get is maybe that one or both of you was in a bad relationship before, and the way that the relationship was, it made you or they or both feel like they were not good enough. And since they've met you, they've grown, and they feel like, you know what, I'm so much better now because of this person. Like they see me as me. They don't pull me up about every tiny stupid thing, you know, and make me feel bad. This person's so much better. You know, it's a good energy, this one. Right, choice 2, pile 2, you are done. If you need a private reading, my details are in the description. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again on my channel. Okay, bye guys. Now, choice 3, pile 3, you are getting your reading right now. I've got the Seven of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Two of Pentacles. Those there just now. Oh, excuse me. Some of you guys are consulting tarot people, obviously, because you're here. Right, I feel like you're in a relationship with somebody. You feel like you're supposed to be together. But they're deceptive. Deceptive. They're lying. There's something that you're picking up on that's not quite right, and you feel like something else is going on, possibly cheating. Ugh, this is going to be like the first pile. And you're trying to find answers because you don't want to rock the boat, almost. And I know this is meant to be like messages from them, which we'll get to in a minute, and how they feel about you, but this seems to be more about you. Because the cards do that. Sometimes you have a specific title for a video and the cards are like, wait a minute, we need to say something. Especially because I'm using a tarot deck. If it was an oracle deck, they'd behave better. But tarot decks rarely ever behave, they just do what they like. So, I feel like you're trying to find some sense of balance, some sense of answers, because you've got feelings and reasons to believe this person is being deceptive towards you. And we will find out what their messages are and what they're thinking, feeling, blah blah blah, but this, at least this layer anyway, we'll get another one in a minute, this layer is you worrying about what this person's up to. They might be spending a lot of time on their phone, a lot of time on the PC, the laptop, whatever. Or they're out a lot. Maybe you're even a pagan or a witch, and you've got your familiar tailing them, or your familiar, if you've got a familiar animal. Maybe you are getting vibes from your familiar. Maybe you know how to talk to animals, and maybe the animal is telling you things that you don't want to hear, because in every single one of these pictures is the same black cat. It's like it's tailing somebody in this picture here, and then he's with you, telling you, like the cat's opening the runes, giving you the messages. and you're scrying to see it, and you're looking at tarot readers to see it. And then this person, they've got this outward appearance like they're balanced, they're brilliant, they're perfect, they can do this, they can do that, blah blah blah, but all it needs is somebody to tip the scales, and that's what the cat's trying to do, trying to flip them off the seesaw. It's almost like somebody's putting on a front and they're pretending to be something they're not, and it may have started that they did that to try and impress you, but then they've went too far now, so to say. Seven of Swords again. That's the two, and right on top of the other one. Seven of Swords again. Somebody's lying and deceiving and pretending to be something they are not. That guys, whoever this is, you need to get the hell away. Three of Pentacles. You're thinking about moving forward, because I mean I know this is meant to be their feelings and thoughts towards you, but their thoughts and feelings are towards themselves. This is coming out as you. Your thoughts and feelings about this person. And the Two of Wands, you're making decisions, you're thinking about moving on. You're thinking about rebuilding your life and trying with something else, or someone else, or waiting for somebody else. You know, you're trying to you're trying to find answers to rebuild your life, to free yourself to move forward, because you're sick of the deception. Right. Well, even if you did pick this pile based on wanting to hear the person's thoughts, this is probably a message you needed to hear. But we're going to get messages from their higher self now, okay? Right. I need 3 cards for messages from this group's person and what they're thinking, feeling. Thank you. I'll just put them there. What do you need? I worry about what people will say and think. I will give you stability. Isn't that interesting? Because in the first layer we've got this person trying to be balanced and stable and grounded, or appearing to be, promising you that they will be. But behind that's a mask, because there's all this deception here. They worry about how they look. I worry about what people will say. They worry about how they will look if people knew what they really were. If people found out what they were. You might already know this, and they're trying to put on a persona. And you're sort of working this out and thinking, you know, is there even any point being with this person? Because all it is lies upon lies. And then this person promises you stability, they promise you the earth, blah blah blah, they appear to be one thing to your face, but then the next thing it's like, well, what do you need? I don't even know what to do. I just pretend in here. I don't like this energy. Right. You need to move forward. If you're here wondering what you're supposed to be doing next, or you've been watching readings already before this and you're wondering what to do about this person and whether or not you're going to ever get answers, you need to move away from this person. No matter what the connection is, what you feel the connection is, how deep it might be, this could easily be a karmic situation. This could also be that you are twin flames, for example, but twin flames aren't always meant to be together. Sometimes they just come to teach people lessons. And this might be your lesson, to move on. This is what you don't want. This is your lesson. You need to be, you can be more stable on your own. You can grow better on your own. You can love better on your own, or with somebody who really appreciates you. You can have a tough exterior but be soft and gentle on the inside. You need to move forward. You might be a water sign or have a lot of water in your chart, or they might. You're protected by angels, and the next person that comes along will be what you're looking for. It'll be celebration, it'll be a real true connection, and it'll be soulmate connection, but not karmic or twin flame. And you take that risk with that person, and there'll be the stability and everything that you wanted from this other person, but this new person will give it to you. We have an N and the number 1, so you're at the start of this journey. You've either left them recently or you're going to leave them. So yeah, that was choice 3, pile 3. If anybody needs a private reading, my details are in the description below. I hope everybody is doing well, on who's here viewing this video and also who's on my channel, my subscribers. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will probably see you again soon. So goodbye guys.